Have you ever heard of Yucatan food? Do you even know what Yucatan food is? I didn't before going to CHAAK and Tustin, and I realized a lot of Mexican restaurants throw a watered down version of Yucatan food on their menu. So I have had this type of food before, but not like this. And I've never had this style of food authentically made and never had a restaurant that was completely dedicated to the fare. CHAAK is owned by acclaimed chef Gabbi Patrick. This is her second restaurant, her first being Gabbi's, which has been a huge hit since opening. CHAAK is advertised as authentic Yucatan food, with Gabbi being from Yucatan herself and even working at her parents' restaurant back in the day. So this was promising to say the least. My first impression of walking into CHAAK was that it was aesthetically pleasing, with lots of cement, dark wood, greenery, and natural light coming through the open ceiling. The restaurant was nice and open. The menu was a bit confusing since most of the ingredients were not common, and everything was in Spanish. We started off with the empanadas with espazote and habanero romanesco salsa. This was delicious. The dough from the empanadas was amazing. Crispy on the outside, soft on the inside. The cheese was plentiful and gooey. And the salsa it came with was very flavorful. For our entree, we had Cochinita Pibil, achiote-smoked pork shoulder, au jus, and avocado puree. This was some of the best Pibil I've ever had, and I've had Pibil a lot of times. The flavor and the seasoning were insane. So well balanced, smoky, spicy, tangy, a little bit of sweetness, and the Pibil was cooked to perfection, where it almost melts in your mouth. The dish came with homemade purple corn tortillas. For our drink, we had the balam. Mezcal, saffron, carrot, lemon, ancho chili, a little bit of peppercorn salt. It was smoky, it was sweet, it was spicy, something very unique and something very flavorful. The cocktails here are amazing. And for dessert, we had the beignets. These came with a caramel and chocolate sauce. They're okay. A little boring and lackluster. Not for me. Now for the numbers. Food and cocktails, 5 out of 5. The food is authentic, unique, intricate, and made with high quality ingredients. Everything is made in-house from scratch. The cocktails are fun and unique with a Mexican twist. This is one of the most compelling cocktail programs I've seen in a while. I really wanted to try most of the drinks, which is more than I can say for 90% of the restaurants I go to. The service and culture, 3 out of 5. As I mentioned before, the menu was tough to understand. Everything was in Spanish, the ingredients were not commonly found on menus, so it was hard to tell what was what, so you'd think the server would want to walk us through it. But instead, all we got was a hi, how are you, do you have any questions, are you ready to order service? Just checking the boxes service, and you know how I feel about that. And not all the boxes were checked. Things moved a little slow. It was hard to get our server when we needed him. On top of that, I always put down that it's a birthday on the reservation. This always shows you how organized the restaurant communication is. And this is setting the bar pretty low. The birthday was not mentioned, which means the hostess didn't tell the manager didn't tell the hostess didn't tell the server, something went wrong, broken communication, maybe broken culture. Atmosphere and vibe, I give a 4 out of 5. The owners put a lot of thought, care, and style, and money into the look of this restaurant. And overall, it's great. The menus are very stylish, uniforms are modern and clean. It's a fun vibe, and it just overall kind of hits. Overall, would I recommend it? Sure. It's great, unique food, great, unique drinks, great atmosphere. Go check it out. Great date spot. Would I go back? No. I've experienced it. And the service was not enough for me to go back, especially at the high price point. And the food is not unique enough for me to go back just for the food alone. For the price point, I need to have service that's part of the experience, service that cares, service that improves the experience. Any restaurant's goal of service should be to get the customers to come back for the service alone. You're already paying the staff. You already have the customers in the building. Why wouldn't that be your goal? And yes, you're not going to hit a home run every time, but the effort will always be there, and that effort will be much more powerful and profitable than any check-the-box service you can give ever. Anyway, that's all I got.